Well, good morning on the 5th of January. Is it the 5th January? Yes, it is, Eddie. Good morning. Right, so I'm looking out towards the Vale of Money here, out towards the castle, but it's all in thick fog, as you can see. But the Strathern Valley is brightening up somewhat from this morning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head west again. I'm going to pop up to Loch Earn to see if we can get some magic. And after all, we only get this sort of weather once in one season. Dramatic weather. So I'm going to go up to Loch Earn. They fixed the road, I noticed, so that's damn good for them. I had reported it several occasions, but obviously the chaps must have needed their Christmas New Year break, but they've been out in the last couple of days, I think, sorting things. But it's certainly nice out here today. Bit damp, bit chilly, but nevertheless it's not bad. So let's get moving west, Andy, and see what we discover today, shall we? Alright, so I've pulled up, I'm between Comrie and St Fillan's. That's Dundurn. And I thought I would stop and get a snap. It's not the easiest place to ever stop, but that lay-by over there, which I know about, was actually free today. Normally there's vehicles take their tea break and stuff there, so I was quite fortunate. I've mentioned this is the 5th day of January, and I'm rather enjoying January so far. The weather's been pretty good actually. And I think we'll get a lot more frost, as I say. And I don't mind frost because it brings inversion cloud in the winter months, so I love it. And here's a perfect example here at Denaira with the drifting cloud heading upward. You can see the cold air is now rising. It's warming and it's going up. It's getting sucked up towards the warmer temperatures, towards the sunshine, you see. It's absolutely marvellous what God has actually done with his imagination. Truly. I'll try and locate, I've been up in that summit, that pinnacle, on a few occasions actually. It's a real hard slog up there, but it's really worth it when you're up there, I can assure you. But there's quite a lot of dangerous cliffs and stuff, and it's the approaches to that Dundurn is, well, Dundurn is the seat of St Fillan's over there. It's very boggy grounds. It's not easy access at all, I'm afraid, unless you come from St Fillan's itself and you walk across the golf course past the old chapel. But anyway, I've done all these ridges and stuff, and I'm rather excited about all that, you see. That's the seat of St Fillan, and it's absolutely amazing here, the Well of Dundurn. Well, as you can see, no 2 days are the same in Loch Earn, are they? In fact, no 2 hours are the same in Loch Earn. I've come roughly to the same spot as yesterday, along there, but there's some low vibrational campers. Well, they're not low vibrational, I don't think, but their music is. And of course that spoils the ambience. But I suppose it's a beautiful day and they're probably there for the weekend. Who can blame them? But of course the problem is there's so much litter gets left by these campers, it really spoils things immensely. So the music is low vibrational, but anyway, let's look back towards St Fillan's. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to zip down to Callendar. I think what happened this morning is I left it too late. I had things to do. I've got washing to whirl around the machine and all that sort of nonsense. Get breakfast, do some admin and all that sort of stuff has got to be attended to. Can't just dash out to the door at 7:30 in the morning. No, it's still dark, isn't it? So yeah, it's very nice actually, Annie. So what we'll do is we'll go down, we'll just take it easy. I'm not in any rush for anything. It's just beautiful, isn't it, Andy? Yeah, the forecast said it would be foggy here at 10 o'clock and starting to lift by 11. So it's only just after 12, so I definitely missed it today, the inversion cloud lifting. So I'm in Callendar. That's Ben Leddy at the back there. Hope you can hear me. That's Ben Leddy. And that's the co-op over there. I've just been in the co-op getting a couple of things, and yes, the service assistant, I think she thought, what the hell have I got here? But she doesn't realise that I've got seasonal affective disorder, which comes along in little waves unexpectedly. And it just unexpectedly arrived just as I reached the checkout. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And I couldn't even remember the type of tobacco I smoked. I said, can I get some tobacco? She said, what type do you want? I said, I don't know, any tobacco will do. She said, well, what size do you want? I said, well, I couldn't remember anything about it. And the queue was building. I started to get rather anxious and nervous about the whole situation. I was trying to, you know, and get some help from her, but she was playing on it. I'll continue the story in a moment. So I've come a little short distance north of Callendar. This is Loch Lubnig, and it's very beautiful. This is the well, the whole area up towards Strathyre. It's in the national park, you know, Trossachs National Park, and extending all the way to St Fillan's. Well, this is Ben Leddy up the back. I was showing it from Callendar, and I was talking about my little situation with the person serving. I don't have much luck with the co-op staff, not really. And I wasn't really her fault, but she could have assisted me a little bit more. She didn't. She wasn't willing to even mention some tobacco names just to give me a helping hand, or grammage on them. But I completely had a mental breakdown at the checkout place, the kiosk, the tobacco kiosk. I was buying a couple of other things. I actually managed to acquire something which I'm going to make a separate vlog about. It's something my grandmother used to make when I was a youngster. I used to watch her, and I'm going to make it soon. We could do that on a wet day. Well, this is marvellous, and the waters are really, really spectacular. So we're heading north. It's nice to see the sunshine. I can hear lots of voices. I don't know where the voices have been carried from, but I'm starting to think they must be around the corner up there. But yes, so anyway, I'm just coming back up the slopes from Loch Lubnaig. I just wanted to have a look at the time, and yes, 10 minutes to 2. It is extraordinary, I have to say. Anyone who doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about 10 to 2, 10 minutes to 2 is a time that keeps popping up, not randomly, but every time I look at my watch. No matter where I am in the planet, it's always 10 minutes to 2. I haven't looked at my watch since I put it on this morning. In fact, I didn't even look at the time when I put my watch on my wrist. I just happened to glance and say, I wonder what time it is if we're making the trail north. Anyway, that's the way I went down, and this is the way I came up when I just glanced at my watch at the top here. The voices I was hearing are not in my head. They're actually coming from the chalets across the way, not round the corner, as I indicated. There's background traffic. The A84 is quite busy today. There's a lot of traffic going both ways. Only the bloody 5th of January, everyone seems to be going somewhere. I don't know where they're all going. I just noticed, I can't believe there's a bloody paint display in the middle of nowhere. That is what I call a damn rip-off. It really is. It's that's ridiculous. These are the sort of things that the Scottish Government installed, these bloody nationalists, and I'll tell you something, I don't know what the charges are, but yeah, it's up to 1 hour, £1. Doesn't matter, you're charging people for a bloody parking spot in the middle of the bloody Scottish wilderness. I just wanted to add something to the today's episode at Callendar, particularly when I was in that co-op store. I was milling around, and well, one thing I saw was, I couldn't believe it, a bloody packet of crisps was £1.15. Walker's crisps, roast chicken, probably get half a packet. So I think what I'll do over the weekend, I'll show you how to make crisps, and they won't cost you £1.15. Luckily, if it cost you 10 pence, and it only takes 5 minutes preparation, and the same for cooking. So I'll do that perhaps on Saturday or Sunday. I'll see what I'm up to weather-wise for climbing and stuff, you see. But anyway, yes, it was quite odd. But I'd been in the Callendar store, and I'd asked the management people, I said, have you ever eaten this stuff that, oh yes, we got it last year, but we didn't stock it this year. I said, right, okay. I can't find it anywhere, and the cooperative's the only store that stocks it, the only one that makes it. And I mean, I'm going back, it used to be a very large bottle. When I say large, it was about the size of a cough bottle, medicine bottle, that sort of size, half size. And anyway, I got what I was looking for today. I said to the chap, I said, have you got any of this stuff? And he says, yeah, I think we got some in. Yeah, hold on, this is in Callendar, of course. And he had a look around and says, oh, it looks like it's all gone. I said, well, not to worry, thanks for your help. And then he came back a few minutes later with a couple of bottles in his hand. And I don't know what happened, but I was sort of thinking, I can't really recall, but it was a kind of, I don't know how to explain this one. When I was driving south, there was pockets of really dense fog from Loch Earn Head to Callendar. And when you come out of the fog, you're immediately hit with this really intense, bright sunshine. And you couldn't see a bloody thing on the road at all, not even with the visor down. It was so bright and dazzling. And I don't know if that had some sort of impact on my mind, because one thing I do suffer with the seasonal affective disorder is the fact that when the light starts to return to some sort of normality, I do take a little while for the adjustment of this. And as a result of months of darkness, even daylight darkness, if you understand me, in the midst of winter where we are, my mind doesn't really take on the sunshine. My mind is eager for the sunshine, but it also has an impact on the mind as well. Is this easy to explain? No. It is. It takes a long time of readjustment. So if I get a sunny day, I've got to be out there. I simply have got to be out there. I've no choice. And there is an eagerness, like there was this morning, to get out. But the problem is that whilst I'm out, it's not always that I can bear the sunshine, because the mind is still in darkness. It's very strange. But it's almost like that feeling of when you awake in the morning in a dark room and you switch the light on. It takes a little bit of adjustment of your eyes to get used to it. And same as anywhere, going from light to dark or dark to light. So this is the issue I have, and I don't know if that was what caused this temporary thing with me today, but as I say, I parked up, I had a sip of tea from my flask, and I was all right. And I zipped into the local baker's there to get a couple of things, and then when I came back to the car, I felt myself not altogether fantastic, and so I went to the cooperative calendar, and after that chap had sorted me out with what I was looking for, I managed to acquire the price and stuff, and I said, yeah, I'll just take the two of them. And I got to the checkout with my other stuff that I had, not a lot, just I say often to use, I never shop with a basket. Very rarely, at least. And anyway, and when I put the stuff down, there's something about that checkout assistant today. She said, I'm on this till. And immediately I felt there was I don't know, there was a different energy. There was definitely a different energy. It was almost like it was two opposing energies were working simultaneously. Hers against mine. And I don't know if, and this might sound bloody strange, but I seem to have a lot of this with cooperative staff. I don't know what it is, but it's really quite odd. It's probably coincidental, but it's... I don't know what it is with them, but they seem to ooze off a different type of energy field from other shop assistants. So I don't know what it is. If maybe it's something to do with the electronics that they're surrounded with at the checkout kiosk. I don't know what it is, but it's very strange. I don't get this with any other shop or check out. Not really, not that I could think of at least. Not to that degree. But anyway, so I felt challenged, and so I said, I need some tobacco. And she sort of looked at me, and she said, what sort of tobacco do you want? I said, I don't know. I said, I can't remember. I said, just give me any tobacco. Well, what sort of grammage do you want? And I totally frozen the mind. And I hadn't a clue what the hell I was doing. Now, some people could enter into a panic attack and just fucking run from the store. But I think after my encounter with that, the energy theft I experienced at Istanbul airport, I felt I was able to overcome the situation, and I have to say I did. And so whatever was going on, it was very odd. And I have to say that I don't know if this little episode was lasting 30 seconds or 3 minutes. I just don't know. But I did glance to the queue, and I was getting a little bit impatient, which suggested I had been there for longer than what I thought myself. But anyway, it all worked out well. In fact, I didn't, because even after I paid for the bloody goods, I was still sort of in a sort of strange world with this woman. And then she said, thank you and goodbye. And I thought to myself, it was really odd. That's why I've opened the camera, because obviously I do have digests about things that happen in my daily lives. Well, an internal dialogue about it sometimes, or sometimes I just completely forget about it. But this was very strange, and it entirely felt to me as if she was from one source and I was from another, and we were having a bit of conflict. As I say, it's just the way it was. And another thing I wanted to say, just I looked at the footage, and when I was at Loch Lubnik and I heard those voices, and my first thing I thought of was these voices are coming from the same shoreline as myself, further north. And then I sort of corrected it and said, no, that it's coming from the chalets, opposite side. But no, in fact, I was correct first time. Because when I drove north, there was an additional parking area with a large kind of building. A lot of people were seated and chatting. So I was right first time, but it was very strange. And I literally could hear all these voices, but not a person in sight. Yes. I like days when I'm out and about, and I find it very interesting. I find that what I've found over the last I really don't know how long it's been going on for, but I seem to find people in the present age dressed in the 21st century clothing, but coming from an entirely different period in history. I was sitting looking at a chap today, standing not far from where I was in my vehicle, parked up on the main street of Callendar, whilst I was sipping tea. And I was kind of looking at him. He had a dog with him, a sort of dog that didn't suit him, if you understand. And it was too small for the chap. But he was just standing and he was like, he didn't look like he came from our era at all. I thought he more looked like he came from the 1860s to maybe to the 1920s, 1930s max. Certainly no later. And he seemed to be occasionally looking at my car, but not looking at me. But he was there for quite an age, and then other people I saw today, it was really quite. I find this sort of interaction quite appealing at the moment. I find it's very interesting what I'm sort of observing. And I know that you might think, well, what the hell are you talking about now? But I'm seeing more and more people that don't actually come from the 21st century. I know that sounds very odd indeed, but this is the truth. This is what I'm seeing. And I'm going to try and, well, you can't film anyone, you see. You can't just turn the camera on someone and then start making a documentary about them. That's just not on, is it? Certainly not. But, I mean, not even to describe the person, because, I mean, at the end of the day, you could start describing the clothes they're wearing or something like that, and give the show away. And you don't want to do that either. I certainly wouldn't want to do that, and I wouldn't like anyone to do it to me. So I'm kind of stuck in how I move forward with this thing. But what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm finding that people wandering about amidst us are not actually from the 21st century. They're from a previous age, but they're here. That's all I can tell you, and that's what I'm telling you now. And that's what I found. And that's really all I can say about it, because I'm trying to sort of gather more information as to what I'm trying to tell you, or what I'm feeling. But and I also think, just finally on this point, I actually think that they know that I know. This is probably the most bizarre thing about it, is they're actually aware that I'm in close proximity, and I know that they're not from this time period that we live in.